Hello and welcome to the I've Seen Everything Reaction Wrap-Up. My name's Andrew and I'm glad to have you here with me. This is where I share my thoughts, rating, and review following my most recent reaction or watch-along video. To find these reaction and watch-along videos, please visit @SeenEverything over on YouTube. Please be sure to click the follow button here on the podcast, and for those listening on Apple Podcasts, a rating and review would be greatly appreciated. And now, on to this episode's wrap-up for Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Well, it seems like I was very likely wise to be worried about Dumbledore. I find that I tend to develop these thoughts right before the things happen. I don't know if I'm just following story beats or what, but I said I was right, or at least it looks like I was right, about the overall structure of the series. Each story being its own thing, but the whole thing being one long story arc. And given that, the way story arcs generally go, at least with these types of stories, we are in the crisis. We are in the place where it looks like things are not going to work out, which is where you are right at the beginning of the third act. So Voldemort has the upper hand. Dumbledore, by all measures, is dead. And the only hope that Harry and any of them have is to find the rest of the Horcruxes and destroy them, so that when they actually destroy Voldemort, they do it for real. He's actually gone. So we're going to spend 2 movies doing that. We've got our third act mission. Doing that, fighting off Death Eaters the whole time, I'm sure, and racing to the finish line. I'm still hoping for some kind of trick that was pulled, some kind of protection, something, where Dumbledore at the end is still there. But the ultimate truth of what's going on is likely that, similar to how Dumbledore made Harry promise to follow his orders without question, he very likely made Snape make the same promise. And in Snape being a spy for Dumbledore, having to put himself at risk by making an unbreakable vow, he likely told him that it may become necessary for Snape to kill him. In which case, if Snape was just forced to kill Dumbledore, ultimately for this enterprise to succeed, then he just had an incredibly difficult moment too. With so many things in these stories so far, one of the only things I would put on them as far as from a storytelling perspective is there are times where they signal towards something else early, but they signal way too hard. They keep reinforcing it because they really want you to think that thing. But when you're telling a story, if you give away a key point in the beginning and then that actually ends up being true at the end, it's not going to be satisfying. It's going to be boring. People are going to be like, okay, you were telling us that the whole movie and then it just happened. So what? Generally, if they're trying to lead you in one direction early, they're building to a twist that will end up in a different direction by the end. Everything through this movie and leading up to the end of this movie is pointing in the direction of Snape working for Voldemort, being one of his Death Eaters, being one of his disciples. And because it's pointing so hard that direction, I don't think it's possible that's true. Now, it could be. It could be in some other direction. It could be that he turned against Dumbledore at some point and there's some explanation there. But I think the overwhelming likelihood is that Snape, much as they talked about him being a spy against Voldemort before, is still a spy, was still working with Dumbledore. But the ultimate goal was to destroy Voldemort. Regardless of what that meant for Dumbledore, regardless of what it means for Snape, he might have to sacrifice his life too. The idea being that Harry needs to be protected. The school needs to be protected too, but Harry needs to be protected because Harry has to be the one to destroy Voldemort. So that's what my money's on at this moment, anyway, as far as the direction that we're headed. I'm really hoping that they pull, I don't even care how stupid it is. I don't care. It's like, oh, that doesn't make any sense at all, but hey, Dumbledore's alive. I'll take it. I don't care. This isn't just a tragedy Harry's going through. This is a tragedy all of them are going through if they lost Dumbledore. But Harry has been through so much tragedy. Can we quit killing off people that are important to this kid who's turning into a young man? He lost his parents. He's now lost Sirius. He's now potentially lost Dumbledore. I'm probably forgetting people he's lost. Like, how many people does he have to lose? Now he's apparently in love with Jenny. Is he going to lose Jenny too? I mean, do we just bring people close to Harry to kill them off? Are Ron and Hermione going to die? I don't think so. But You all were right. The way that you described this to me, it's like you long for the innocent stories of the first couple of movies, even though they technically involved Voldemort. You go to a lot darker places in these, especially these last two, especially Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince. That you're just, oh, we lost Cedric in Goblet of Fire. You're just hoping to get to the end without anybody else having to die, any more friends or loved ones or whatever having to die. I mean, with the thing at the Weasleys, I was scared that Ron's mother was about. I mean, any of them could have died. So that's what my money's on going up to the end here, is that Snape is still a double agent. He might have had to swear to Dumbledore that he'd kill him if necessary. Dumbledore might be gone for good, but I think if he is, it was at his direction. I'm hoping there's a trapdoor built into that he can still survive somehow. But we're headed into the third act of this story, out of this whole series. We're going to spend a couple of movies looking for, finding, destroying Horcruxes while they're fighting off Death Eaters and Disciples the whole way, leading up to the ultimate battle at the end between Harry and Voldemort, or Tom Riddle, if you prefer. I appreciate you watching this with me. If you'd be so kind, I'd really appreciate it. You stop over and look at the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie will be over on the Patreon. In fact, it's already over there. It's been over there for a little bit already. There's full-length reactions to other movies over there. There's exclusive full-length television show reactions over there. All kind of stuff. Really appreciate it if you stop by and have a look. And if you become a patron, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. If you'd be so kind, please go ahead and rate, comment, and share this episode of the podcast. Really helps me out here. I think I've had enough Harry Potter for this evening. I want to go watch something else for a little bit. But I am looking forward to seeing the two-part conclusion to this series, to this story. I hope you will come along and watch it with me. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the I've Seen Everything reaction wrap-up. Again, to find these reaction and watch-along videos, please visit @SeenEverything over on YouTube. Please consider following the podcast, and for those on Apple Podcasts, a rating and review are always appreciated. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll meet you here on the next episode.